don't know, people probably notice. I'm sure if you pay attention at all on this channel, like, why do I live stream less these days than I did at one time? It's just because, well, part of it was with traffic being down. I was just like, yeah. But okay, my channel is all about keeping it real all the time, always and forever. And I realized I always want to keep it real. I'm not interested in like being a persona that, like, some people, I don't know, they really want to have a certain kind of persona, or they want to always try and figure out what's the next big thing that'll keep people interested. And that's good. It's really good for like, and I was at one time, I was interested in like, oh, what are new video topics? What are new things that people are searching for? And I'm not saying like that's bad. I just, honestly, if it comes to doing a live stream, a lot of people just do fun live streams, okay? And there are some people, they get a lot of views for the fun live streams they do. And when I would do them, I would sometimes get a lot of views. And I appreciate the views, but what I didn't appreciate was just selfishness. Like, I hate selfishness to the core. I hate it when people are selfish and they only think about themselves, or they only think about what's convenient for them. Like, ooh, I hate that to the brink and back. Like, I'm going to make some coffee. I'll be right back. Like, selfishness is just like, I have so much antipathy for like selfish behavior. I don't like it. Like, when people would assume I'm just like, I would make a live stream saying, I'm going to do and here to get ready with me video. And there would be these guys that would come on and they would start requesting things because I kind of got down to the crux of the matter. I tried to figure out what it was. Here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you. Some men don't really like long hair. They claim to like long hair, but they don't really like long hair. They like the idea of long hair, but they don't like it like in application. It's kind of like what they want to see is a certain romanticized aspect of long hair. Like, they want to see women with super long hair, like flowing in the wind, but they don't realize how that would damage hair or tangle hair. And they don't really give a grape jelly jam. It's just about, it's like anytime, like, women can do this too, but it's just like when guys are always thinking about their schedule, their time, what is convenient for them. Like, we have to kick those behaviors to the curb. Anytime somebody's always obsessed with their scheduling, their time, or like what they want to see, it's just so annoying. And I want to speak out and up against that. And I'm going to challenge you to say, this is my challenge today. I think there are a lot of men that don't really like long hair as much as they think they do. They think they like long hair, but they only like it in certain aspects. They don't really appreciate, like, I know some of them say they do, but like when they keep saying, oh, you need to do this or that with your hair, they just want to see hair in one like kind of aspect. So I like to be honest and real. And being honest and real is so much better than being fake, because yeah, if you want to like be legit, I want to tell you right now, do men like long hair? I think some men like long hair only like for the aesthetic. I don't think they like it in application. I think there's some men, and this could be for women too, but usually women that have long hair, they love long hair. And I'm not on the side of the women. Like, some of the women, I don't agree with them either, where they think, oh my gosh, like, men are sexualizing us if they like long hair. I don't agree with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with being attracted to long hair. Like, I feel like both camps have an issue. And I just don't get, I feel like both camps can't see, like, they're just too stuck in their opinions. Like, the women are like, oh my God, the guys are watching me on YouTube. How dare they look at my video? But you made the video public, okay? Or, oh my gosh, we have to have a group for only women because men can't see long hairdos. And it's just weird. Like, why are you posting anything on the internet then if you don't want some, like, a certain gender, or you want to make an inference about what they think, or you want to judge them? Because I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of like on the women's side of it. But then on the men's side, like, there's some men who are just like, oh, long hair flowing. And it's always kind of ridiculous. Like, so I just kind of feel like, we need people that can think broadly on both sides of the spectrum who don't think that men are always like we need women who don't always think men are sexualizing long hair because they're attracted to long hair. And we need men who appreciate what it takes to have long hair and they don't like just make silly requests. And I think a lot of the big channels are where this starts. Okay, I get it. Like you have a channel where I don't even think like, okay, the women are gonna think, oh my God, they're sexualizing long hair because the women just do like bun drops and blah blah blah. And then what if they are? I don't know what to tell you. There's content with women in like teeny weeny bikinis, like big time videos, like hot girl summer, and those are women and other women are attracted to that. But I don't know. I think it's just your comfort level. Like some people get really upset about certain things that they see on the internet. I personally don't. I don't know. But yeah, when it comes to long hair, though, I think a mixture is okay. I think it's okay to be a little bit of just liking long hair and wanting to talk about it, or like I think a mixture of things are okay. I need to go get a coffee. Time is up pretty quick. Okay, so maybe that was a little bit of a long hair range for you. I don't know. You know? Oh no, sis. Let's see. Maybe that was a tiny bit of a long hair ride. But I digress. My point is, this is my point. To get this so I can see. My whole point is, I feel like, just in general, in general, I feel like when it comes to long hair, that there's like a lack of being able to just do what you want to do. But okay, when it comes to my videos, like I do think about like, oh, how I could do videos that might have a broader audience and whatnot. And I'm not saying I'm not going to do those videos, but to be honest with you, when you work a lot, you just feel like in your free time, you want to do something that's fun. So I want to keep videos fun for me. Like when it comes to like how I approach YouTube, I never like set out or just vlogging. I just wanted to share things that I was interested in. I never wanted to like, I'm not saying I'm not an influencer, but I'm a different kind of influencer. I think I'm just somebody who likes to share conversation. I'm a conversationalist, okay? That's who I am. I'm a very good conversationalist. And that's why I think the direction I'm taking my channel in, I was taking it earlier, is long hair entertainment. I want to be just sharing conversation and thoughts and yeah. So maybe I will start live streaming more. I just had got kind of burned out. I think there were several things that happened. It was just I was working on, I got tired, and then it was kind of my living situation. But now that I resolved that and I decided I'm just gonna live by myself for a while, maybe I'm kind of gonna feel a little bit more relaxed. And people laughed at me, like they were like, "Oh, like I have a house phone, and I'm about ready to get rid of my house phone because I don't answer it." But my mom chastised me. She goes, "Your house phone hasn't been plugged in for a week," and I'm like, "Yeah." But I finally plugged it in recently, but I realized something. The house phone got hidden. And I didn't hide it. And there were just all these little things that happened. And I was just like, felt a little tired just from all that. So just like when it comes to free time, like I don't, maybe some people really want to, okay, they want to spend their time having this really polished and curated type video, but that's not me. That is not my great jelly jam. I just want to be raw and unedited and me. So, for without further ado, I think I am going to try to live stream more and just keep it real and not try to be polished. Like, I don't, like, I think the only thing I want to polish is my artwork and my hairdos. I don't want to polish a video because I think being, like, I'm not saying I'll never make edited videos, but overly curated is so boring to me. I'm just like, I'm bored out of my gourd when people are overly curated, you know? It's so boring. I'm just like, everybody does that. But is anybody thinking about right now, like, how can I just be more real? Less polished, you know? Is that something anybody's thinking about at the moment? I'm just curious. Like, does anybody think about being more authentic? I really believe this. This is what I think. Just be yourself to the hilt land and back, and the people who count will love it. The people who don't love it, you filter them out. Like, I just feel like, okay, so a lot of people want to see a certain thing on YouTube. Like, there's a lot of big channels out there, and I get that they're engaging and whatnot, but you also have to remember certain things about them are curated, right? There are certain aspects to those channels that are very highly curated. So weird. It's like the one time I saw your live stream. It's like lagging or something. Which is weird. I just because I can't see myself streaming on the big computer. Okay, but I'm streaming on the phone. I don't know. It's like every time I decide to go do a live stream, there seems to be something going on with my internet connection. Like, why? Why does it pick that time? I always thought I had a really strong internet connection, but I also suspect that maybe I need to have the cable company come out here and look at my Wi-Fi. I just feel like there's something going on with it. That's kind of my little opinion. Because I can still see myself live streaming on the laptop and on the phone, not on the big computer. Because I like to test these things out. So yes, I am learning OBS software. I'm not a major fan though. I just already there's just been a couple things I don't love about it. I just feel like okay, so you have to learn everything over again from scratch. And I'm not so strange. It's not behavior. It's like stuck in a loop. I really did a big comb out on my hair yesterday, and I don't have the time. Like, if it worked for me every day, I would have been meticulously comb my hair every single day. But I like run out of time. I'm just like, oh boy. I hate when I run out of time just to do what I want. Like to comb my hair to the level that I want. Like, I would just love to spend my time combing my hair every morning. If I had that time, I got up early, but I didn't start early enough. Does that make sense? I kind of lollipop gagged a bit. So, Let's see. Okay, so here's my passionate thought about all that after everything's said and done. I am gonna have fun no matter what. Because I don't know, there's just like when I was young, when I was 9, I wrote this picture book like for my 4th grade class where I drew these pictures and I wrote this thing and it was called Fun is Fun. And I really just if I do something, I always want to vibe it, okay? Like if I don't love something, then I'm just kind of like, oh, yeah, I just don't see the point. So here's my resistance to trying to do anything that people recommend anymore for my channel. Like, I'm not saying I won't do those things, but I'm just gonna do videos that spark into my imagination. If I want to do a live stream where I braid my hair in the morning, that's what I want to do. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, you know what? I want to go that direction. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of maybe get back into doing what I was because I was doing a lot of those hair live streams. Maybe some people miss them. I'm just not going to like. I don't want to be rude to anybody, but yet it is a two-way street. Here's the problem: if you're watching somebody's live streams and you really like their channel, you're not just coming to their channel to ask them to do 27 hairdos. It's just so unrealistic. Nobody does 27 hairdos. There's nobody on the planet that's doing 27 hairdos. I mean, I'm sure you believe that because, like, yes, I get it. There are channels that do that, and I'm not like against those channels for the reasons that like some people cite, like, oh my gosh, like they're sexualizing women, and I'm like, okay, so you're worried about a channel with long hair where they're doing bun drops, sexualizing women, but yet on the YouTube trending page, there's women and like they're practically naked in mainstream videos, like dancing with each other. But you're worried about people who are fully clothed in the majority of these videos, like, I don't know, doing silly things with hair. So the reason I am not the biggest fan of those videos is just because I don't think they're realistic. And I feel like they kind of cater to the audience of men who claim to like long hair, but they don't really like long hair. Like they like a certain aesthetic of it. It's kind of like, okay, the guys that come to my channel, they're like, oh, you say you like long hair, but I like it loose. But here I've shared as a tip all along that the way I started growing my hair out years ago with success was keeping it in a braid. And keeping my hair loose was not my success story, you know? Like literally, I had mega success with growing my hair long by not having it loose. What does that mean? That means I didn't wear my hair loose. It means that it's not some sort of hidden cryptic message. It's just a very simple thing. And I think most people understand, and most people even say that they wear their hair up in buns. Like, I actually wear my hair down in a braid, and I'm not the biggest bun fan. Like, I even tried wearing a bun the other day, but the thing that I just always end up not liking about buns is the amount of pressure that it puts on your head. And there are many different kinds of buns, and there's one that puts less pressure, but it happens to be a bun that, I don't know, it's okay, but I really don't love it. So yeah, I don't love buns. I get that people like them because yes, they make it easier for your hair. They contain your hair, but I just always liked the braid. That was just what I loved, and that's what I really like, and I just kind of like wearing my hair in a braid. So you have this one group who thinks that women walk through fields with their hair loose, blowing in the wind. And that's just how long hair is. Or that's just the only side of long hair they want to see. Or maybe they want to meet a girlfriend that has long hair, but they don't really respect how she takes care of her hair. Okay, and then there's the other guys, and I'm going to speak out against them. The hair cutting ones and the hair pulling ones. Hair pulling is nasty. Is hair cutting? Both are nasty. We want to keep our long hair healthy and strong. We don't want anybody to pull on our hair. I would never want anybody to pull my hair. So boom, boom, boom to you guys. Like, I call it out. And I say, that's dumb as doornails. Hair pulling's dumb. It kind of falls into the fantasy violence category of the hair cutting fetish. Yeah, neither one is good, and neither one is good for your hair. You know, like, if you want to have long hair, having somebody, like, make a fantasy video about cutting your hair in a fantasy violence way is sick. And the hair pulling thing is just another kind of sick thing. And most people don't want their hair pulled. Nobody wants that, okay? Like us women who like long hair, no, we don't want that. Nobody wants that. So that's where the women get kind of frustrated with you guys, and the ones that kind of get a little too judgy about the hair, just the hair show videos, is because of that kind of content. And it's like, where are the happy medium people? The people who are not like on the one side of the women that are like, oh my God, like, how dare you show anything like sultry with long hair? Or the other end of the spectrum where they just want things that are unattainable or just not realistic. And I'm just like, ugh, where's the in between? Is there an in between? There's not much. It's few and far between. People don't like in betweens. They don't like moderation. They just like extremes of things. But anyway, those are my thoughts on hair, and yeah. So I'm gonna maybe try to go back to doing my daily hair live streams. We'll see how it goes. I think I need my glasses. I hate being blind as a batty bat, but I'm blind as a bat. So I don't wear my glasses when I'm combing out my hair because I don't like it like bumping into the sides of my glasses. And that's another tip I have too. I feel like when you're combing out your hair, it's better not to wear your glasses because the hair tends to get caught in these side hinges. That's just my thought about it. So that's why I don't comb my hair with my glasses on. But then once I kind of want to start braiding, if I want to see what I'm doing, then yeah, I'll. So did I rant enough earlier about my thoughts on the the two sides of the hair thing? Maybe a little, but that's okay. Do you like the lights I have in the background? I kind of need to put up some new lights. I have a story about those lights. They're kind of golden tone. They're not gold lights. I painted them with acrylic paint, you see. But I didn't want to make a video about that because I actually watched some videos on YouTube where people said when they could only find white lights, because this Christmas, I don't know what it was. I think because of the lockdown, like the little Christmas tree we had burnt out, though. I would need to restring its lights. but we had it plugged in for like 5 months. I don't know. We just like having our little Christmas tree on year round. We never put it away. It just stayed out. And I left these lights up because I put them up during the holidays, but then I decided they're actually kind of cool year round because a lot of people have lights up in their, houses. So I just decided I really like them. And I still like them, but I think they're near the end of their story because I just leave them plugged in all the time. This is probably horror horrors. My dad was an electrician. He'd be like, "Oh my God, you left your lights plugged in all day?" Yes, I leave them plugged in when I leave because I don't know. I probably should unplug them actually, is what I'm thinking if I'm at home. Since nobody's here anymore, I'm just like, yeah, should unplug them. I'm coming to that realization because they're probably gonna die sooner than I wanted because I left them plugged in. So yeah, I really like those little lights. They're cool, but they're gold because I painted them. I couldn't find colored lights, but I never wanted to make a video about that on my other channel because I thought, oh, I don't want anybody to say that I suggested you should paint lights, even though I saw videos on how to do that. So yeah, there are people who do that. There's tutorials on it, but I'm not gonna promote that on my channel because to be honest with you, it's probably not a good idea unless you're really careful. I was very careful with those lights, but it gave me the effect. It gave me like this golden effect of the lights, and I really love them. Like, I don't know. I just love them so much. Oh, good morning. Hi, Shashank. Are you from India? So I think maybe I do need to start live streaming on this. Oh, cool. That's great. Thanks for tuning in. So I think I am going to try to start live streaming more on this channel when I do my hair in the morning. I think I got a little ranty and ravey about hair, but that was just kind of me. Like, I think I like to keep it real, 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 real. I have other thoughts too. Okay, what are some more thoughts about hair? So I really liked when I did henna last time. It was a lot of fun, but my bathroom just got repainted the other day. Like they renovated part of my bathroom for me from the problem with the holes in the wall. Yeah, there were all sorts of things that happened. Holes in the wall. So they fixed that for me, and then they repainted the whole bathroom. I was so excited. So I was like, I don't know. I think if I do henna in the future, I want to wash it out in the kitchen sink because I feel like the henna might have stained the bathroom wall. And it just looks so nice now that it's repainted. So if I do henna again in the future, I think I'm going to be more controlled on how I wash it out. Because even though I applied the henna in the kitchen, like there's one little area where the stain. So henna definitely like it gives you red highlights and like it really will kind of make your hair reddish, as you can see with mine. But the other caveat with that is if you get it on anything, it's stains stuff. Truly and really. Really and truly. Here's another thing I've been thinking about too lately is that I don't know. I I hate to say it, but COVID's not over. Like, people keep saying, oh, it's over, it's all over, everything's ended. I mean, I wish it were, I really do, but yeah, the numbers are going up again here in California. And I'm just thinking people need to be careful and not, like, I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but like, yeah, don't go socializing a lot if you don't have to. Like, be safe, like, honestly, because I know some people say, well, I got COVID and I survived and blah, blah, blah. But there are people that were really healthy that got COVID. And I'm braiding my hair because I'm getting ready to leave. Like, I'm going to leave soon. So yeah, I'm not opening my hair, but maybe I'll do a video like that tonight. Okay. I want to try and get back into my live streaming because I kind of do miss live streaming. I think I just need to be more consistent with it again. It was just kind of that ranty thing I was telling you guys earlier. It's just like, I don't know, and maybe it's partially my fault too because I wasn't being consistent with live streaming anymore. So maybe that's part of why I lost some traffic because I wasn't really. But it's just like when around the time I stopped live streaming as much, there were just things going on. Okay, well, the biggest thing, I'll tell you why. I haven't. I'm not gonna say 100% like the whole reason was that I had a relative living with me who, like, all of a sudden got really offended that I was live streaming, even though, like, I never did it around them and they never could see it. They just were like having all these issues with it and they were just getting really mad about it. So it kind of made me stop wanting to live stream as much. And I kind of cut down on it for a while. But then just due to that situation getting more ridiculous and more irate and just me, I'm not going to live with that person anymore. Like, I decided, no, that's not working out. That person has moved on, moved somewhere else, which is perfect with me. I'm just like, yeah. So that was part of, like, it was that. And then when I did live stream, well, I'll maybe do that tonight. I have a video that I posted previous to this one where you can see my hair. It's open, my previous video. So anyway, like, yeah, I just got real burnt out because I was just like, here I am wanting to have fun. I really just want to do fun stuff. And I did a video about this on my other channel, and I just kind of want to be over it now because I kind of just decided to take my closure on that situation. What it was that this person is just not happy, like, and they wanted to compromise other people's happiness. And every day was just about something. It was getting, like, there just comes a point in time that you need to stop doing certain things. You need to stop, like, trying to control other people, or I don't know, like. So yeah, I don't want to be like too in depth about it because, like, I try to respect that person's privacy, but it did kind of impact me a little bit because, like, yeah, I'm just at the part of my life where I want to have fun with my channel. I want to do fun things. I don't, like I said in my other channel, I don't have children. So why would I want to come home at night and deal with somebody who, first off, is getting offended that I want to live stream? Like, they'd be like, oh my God, you can't do that. Like, you can't do that if I'm here. Like, and it wouldn't matter if I was in another room or something. They would somehow know and they'd get upset about it. And then that was one thing. And then they were starting arguments with neighbors. That was the worst thing. And that was actually where I started feeling scared for myself, because even if you do have some mental illness and you're getting an argument with the neighbors, I tried to explain to them, I said, don't do that because people want to be in peace. They don't want you confronting them. And I tried to explain that certain things that they thought were happening were not happening, but they didn't believe me, okay? And then I suggested that they go get help. I suggested to this person, I said, you need to get some help. You need to go seek out therapy to try and resolve some of these issues, the things that are going on that you believe are going on that aren't really going on, just to try and help yourself. So that person, like, okay, I get it. There are a lot of people that have mental illness, but here's the difference. It's being able to be cognizant. I think even if you do have a mental illness, but some people, when they have a mental illness, they know that they do, Like, I see people every day that are homeless, or not homeless, but just out in the public, and they can acknowledge it, but they either go get help or they try to manage it in ways that don't put themselves at risk. But the people who choose to do things that put themselves at risk, I don't want to engage with that behavior. And then when it gets to be destructive, this is what I will say. When the person has a mental illness and they start punching holes in the wall, I'm not going to put up with that. That's like where I draw the line. And I'm like, no, you can't live with me anymore. Like, I've done everything to try and make you happy. And I've suggested all these things to help you, but nothing was working. And yeah, I refuse to live like that. Like, I don't want to sound unempathetic, but if somebody is refusing to do anything to improve their life and they just want to believe that something's happening that's not, yeah, so that was the thing that kind of happened with the roommate situation. Was like, yeah. And the whole time I didn't really have any support, but then I decided, no, that's not the way it's going to be anymore, because there are other people in our family, but they need to go live. And I just decided to take a stand one day. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this for the rest of my life. So yeah, that was part of why I think a lot of people didn't like that for some reason. Like, they were bored when I started telling the story. But yeah, I didn't go into a lot of detail about it, but just like the kind of scant detail was, and I'm sort of honest about it, was that nobody was taking me seriously this whole time. But when the property destruction started happening, I was like, no, this can't happen. And then I was just told, well, what you can do is you can take them to court to get them evicted. That was the guidance I was given by, like, just like, oh, but I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, because here I am, okay? And this is just the way the law works, and this is why I will never live with somebody again unless it's a significant other or my child. The way the law works is that, if you have a roommate, possession is 9/10 of the law. And there are plenty of shows like Pacific Heights, like that movie, and others that illustrate what can happen if you have a tenant, even if they didn't move in legally and they kind of just took possession of an apartment illegally. I don't know, like, it's just so weird, because you have the whole punching the holes in the wall thing. It was really, like, there are people that say online that if you have, like, a roommate or a family member that's having these issues, that what you should do is repair the wall yourself. Like, and I'm not going to do that for the rest of my life. I'm not going to, like, spend every day of my life trying to figure out, like, how I can help somebody with a mental illness that doesn't want to get help, like, repair damage for them, or go after them with a broom, or like try and keep them from fighting with the neighbors. And yeah, my stress level was so high. It was other things too. Like, there were these kids, like, okay, they were knocking on the door. I know they do the what my sister called it, a certain term. It was kind of funny. She called it ding dong ditch, or something like that. I don't know, where they would ring the bell. Okay. And yeah, it's kind of annoying, and it would kind of set me off. And yeah, I don't know where their parents were, but I told her, I said, you need to ignore these kids. Like, they just think it's funny. Like, they're going ding dong and they're ringing the bell. And they would do it all around the neighborhood. But she would pop her head out and start saying, don't do that, don't do that. So she said something to them that they didn't like. And here they're, like, kids without any supervision. And I'm not saying what they did was right. They actually ended up getting in trouble for it because they vandalized the door. But this problem got blown up out of proportion, because she would go outside and, like, say things to them. And I said, just stay inside and stop. Like, if you go outside and you start, like, getting mad at someone or saying something about, oh my God, like, you're engaging with them, and that's sometimes what they want, especially if it's like some young kids that are up to shenanigans. They're going to crave off that. And she didn't believe me. And there was this thing where the doorbell would just get rung. And one night it was happening for like an hour and a half and it wouldn't stop. And I even accidentally opened the door one time and the kid like threw something wet on me. Okay. And I don't know. It was so stressful, like all these things that were happening. And then she did something with our other neighbor saying that um our other neighbor was saying her father's middle name. And I said, you know what? How are some white people going to know our father's middle name that's in Arabic? I said, do you even know our father's middle name? I don't know. I probably kind of gave away what I'm talking about here. But I don't really care anymore. I'm just like, it was such a stressful situation that I'm to the point that, yeah, I'm not going to be somebody's caretaker. I don't want to be a caretaker. I never had a child. Like, if somebody's not my child, why am I taking care of them? And I'm not going to. And I'm going to like protect myself. So like I never like I guess maybe I am being kind of like candid about what it was that was stressing me out. But yes, yeah, you can't be somebody's caretaker. And I tried it for years. I tried so many different things to try and make the situation better, but nothing I ever did would improve it. And at the end, I was like, it's coming down to you not wanting to take charge of your mental health, not wanting to make a decision that could make your life better. That was basically what I was saying. Like there are things that you could have done that would have made the situation better. But this person didn't want to do that. They wanted to perpetuate the situation where they said they were perfectly fine and there was nothing wrong with them. And then when I would reach out to get help, they'd be like, well, this is the response I got. In California, it's not illegal to be crazy. That is what I would keep being told every day, even though I know if you went and if you could get them in the hospital to talk to a healthcare provider, that, yeah, they would have been. But yeah, I mean, that was what it came down to. So, maybe this video is helpful. Yeah, that's what I did. I decided at this point that, well, they're never living with me again because it was like, what happened a couple weeks ago on a Friday when I came home was there were holes in the wall, like in the bathroom and in the kitchen and in the ceiling. Okay, so I've had to pay several $100s to have everything fixed. Okay, and I'm really lucky they didn't have to cut the drywall away. But I was like, no, I can't do this anymore because not only were they having an argument with the neighbor, like I didn't go on my Facebook page with our mutual friends, and I'm not saying the name of this person, but yes, don't ever live with a relative that has a mental illness. I'm just telling you, don't do that to yourself. If you want to be the kind of person, yeah, it was really bad. I came home, there were holes through the wall, and I said, what happened? The scale was cut. I had a scale, it was cut up. There was just like this little baton that I bought at the Dollar Tree, and I was trying to figure out why there was glitter all over the wall. And I figured it out because I thought, oh, there's a Swiffer mop, and I knew that they hit the wall with the Swiffer mop. Um, too, like they use several different things to hit the walls, put holes in the wall, and I'm just like, that's where I draw the line. I'm like, no, property damage. And then I was told when I asked for help about maybe trying to get her to go for an involuntary, just to go get some, psychiatric treatment, that you can't voluntarily force somebody to do that. And that if they put a hole in the wall because they live here, that technically it's their property and you could get in trouble with your landlord, but that's a civil dispute. And you can't like say like, because they're not really hurting anybody. That's what I was told. Although I think if I could have got them into the hospital, I think the hospital would say differently. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is bad. This is not good. Yeah, I understand you should do exactly what's better for you, Jay. Like if somebody's not supporting you, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I never wanted to be like totally like 100% like I don't want to be like woe is me, but okay. I just want to warn you right now, like if you're living with someone and they're not like supportive of you or they have a situation where they make you feel like things are in danger, don't live with them. And I refuse to do that ever again. And I will say no. I will say no. I will stand up for my rights this time because I don't know. No, that's where I draw the line. Like there were so many other situations where, yeah, things happened and they destroyed like a computer a couple times, monitor, other things. But yeah, I'm where I draw the line is the holes in the wall. And I think that I've been pretty lenient actually, because most people want to put up with the other stuff. Okay. They would, yeah. And I encourage everybody, like, if you're ever in a situation, like, it doesn't matter what kind of a roommate it is, get out. Don't put up with it. Like, for the longest time, I thought, oh, I can help this person out. We'll make these things good. I would, like, use my money to pay all the rent. I would buy them food that they liked. Like, I'd be like, oh, let's buy this. Like, but nothing I ever did was good enough. And I'm just at the point, I don't even care anymore. Like, if they were bothered by me saying these things because I didn't say their name. But yeah, I the thing about it is I was put in this situation where yeah, it's just so I'm done with roommates. And I never really talked about it much because the whole thing, yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, no, nobody wants to go through that. Nobody wants to deal with that. And I'm sorry, even if you do have issues in your life that's like causing you to um, do those things, I think deep down you have to know, even if you do have some sort of mental health issue, that you need to go get help, that you need to get treatment. Like, and if I suggest that to you, to that person doing these things, and they say, no, I'm perfectly fine, like, there's nothing wrong with me, like, I'm okay, but then they turn around like a half an hour later and they're having an argument with the neighbor, I'm like, no, so you have other family members you can live with and let them see. Like, that's what I decided to say. If you're going to do these things, so yeah, that's all I wanted to say about it. Like, I try to not like talk about things like this too much because I don't like it when people are malicious in videos and they say mean spirited things about other people. I really hate that. That's not my intent. But what it was it impacted me. Like the situation, like basically, like the whole situation made me like feel like, oh, like I can't feel like just relaxed or at peace at night. And like when it started with the kids, like actually, this all started because they had been away for a while. When they came back, like the minute they came back, anytime I wanted to go do like a live stream or something, I wasn't even leaving the house. Like I was doing so many different things. I got a new Wi-Fi plan, okay, so I could like live stream with a hotspot down in the park, like just so they wouldn't be upset that I was doing it here in the house. Like I was trying to do these different things to like deal with their issue, but then they would get mad. And what it came down was, no, I'm not going to be held prisoner for the rest of my life to somebody that refuses to improve their own life. I'm done with that. If you don't want to improve your own life, that's kind of like your problem. So, like, when I was reading all these different things about people with a certain mental health condition, where this one woman said, oh, that her son punched holes in the wall and she just learned how to DIY fix her wall. And she would have drywall and paint on the ready. And she goes, I can fix a wall for like $10 flat. She goes, when after my son punches a hole in the wall, it's good for him to sleep so he can think about what he did. And I'm going to tell you right now, he doesn't think about what he did. Who on earth wants to be a caretaker to that extreme? And is that really helping him at the end of the day? Because think about this. Once you pass away, like years from now, and the son is an older man, like I don't know, in his 60s, and mom isn't around anymore, and he's living somewhere else, and he punches a hole in the wall, what's going to happen to him? He's not going to be able to live anywhere. Like most places, a lot of people aren't going to put up with that. So, and it's a really extreme case. This is not little stuff. This is like really big. This is not a little thing. This is a really bad and big thing. But it kind of took that for me to finally realize I don't like that happened, but I'm kind of glad that happened because it kind of was the breaking point for me. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's the end. Like property damage. I don't think I can ever like rationalize with you again. Nope. So yeah. that's kind of my story about why I will never have a roommate again. I don't care how great you are. Like, if I'm in a relationship or have a child, that's different. But no, I don't want a big place to split with people that, even if it's just small things, I just don't want to deal with other people's drama. Mm-mm. Never again. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, there's so many people with mental illness that are homeless, or like not homeless, but they just like they might not have a large income, but they're really nice people and they know they have mental health issues, but they learn how to manage it, or they're not doing things to hurt anybody. But like when you start hurting property, like that's not cool with me. No, no, I'm glad that you're talking about it because I think this is a really important subject, actually. And thank you for sharing all that. And I'm kind of glad that I kind of shared my thoughts about this because I just feel like, yeah, it's an issue that's not being taken seriously enough. But anyway, I probably should sign off so I can get going. So, yeah, I'm going to try to be more consistent with live streaming and whatnot. And maybe that's just kind of some of the background as to why, like, without being really specific, like, as to why like sometimes I don't want to. Part of it was just silly, like comments I would sometimes get in live streams, like that kind of was like, oh, the traffic is low a couple times, and then I was getting like these really weird comments sometimes. But I just was like, like maybe those people were just excited to share what they think. I just personally am gonna do long hair my way, and if I do a long hair live stream, it's just gonna be to show how well I braid my hair, basically. Thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, everybody. Bye.